Hello friends, welcome to C Sharp Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. Now we are starting a new sub-series spanning a process from C# application. It's a 6-part sub-series, and in this very first part we will learn what's a process and what's a program. A program is a file which stays in the physical disk. So physical disk in the sense in the storage, in the disk storage. For example, notepad.exe, or we can even say calculator.exe, or program when seen from the disk file. We know that these programs exist in Windows 32 Direct System 32, or inside the Windows installation location you can see these two programs. There are many other programs. Here we just take an notepad and calculator. When seen from the disk, people usually call these executables as a program. One can say the program is running when its instruction sets are loaded into the memory. Here if you see the program which is in the disk. So disk is also a storage memory, and so when the disk program is loaded into the memory of the operating system, or we can say the instruction sets are loaded into the random access memory, RAM, we can say, as well as the a microprocessor which is tied to the operating system. So when instruction sets are loaded, that means a program is instruction set, right? Executable. The executable loads into the memory, random access memory, and from here the instruction sets are again loaded into the processor, or we can say the microprocessor. Some people will call it as microprocessor. So that will have registers and all other stuff, and instruction sets will get loaded into the registers, and from registers instruction sets are executed one by one. So whatever it is, so when from disk IO it is loaded into the memory, we call this as a process. So program is running when its instruction sets are loaded into the memory. So that's the time we call program is running. From physical disk it will get loaded into the memory. So a running program is called a process. So when notepad.exe is running, we call that as a process. When it is not running and when it is staying in the physical storage, we call that as a program. For example, when notepad application is running, we can call that as a notepad process. When calculator is running, we can call that as a calculator process. In this sub-series, we will see how to launch a standard process like a notepad or calculator from your C# application code. So the C# exe which you create is also called a process. So that means a C# application process is launching some other process like a notepad and calculator. We call that as a standard process as it ships with the operating system. We will also see how to run batch file as a C# process. So if you write a .bat batch file, that's also a executable. Instead of saying it as a executable, it's a batch file or instruction batch for MS-DOS commands. So we can run the batch file also as a CH process. That means from CS application, you can launch the batch file as a process, just like the notepad and the calculator. So that's all you have to know about a process. And in this sub-series, we will see how to launch a process, and we will learn how to launch Notepad. Then we will learn how to launch Notepad with a program arguments. Then we will learn how to run MS DOS commands inside a batch file. And we will also learn some of the tricks, like when running the batch file, how to suppress the console window, and how to get a notification when a batch file finishes its task. So all the stuff we will learn in this sub-series. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.